Hey guys, so hopefully you woke up early this past Tuesday and got your Endgame tickets, because I know I caught mine super quick. We got a special look promo with pretty much all new footage and it's pretty awesome. Lots of cool new shots, but also lots of very telling shots as well. Some more telling than others. Lots of good looks at new costumes. So I'll be breaking down this video and I'll be focusing more specifically on some of the more intriguing parts of the trailer, like this planet, which looks like Morag, and I believe it is Morag, and why the Avengers are actually going to Morag, why Thanos is actually getting beamed down in this shot, and where exactly Thor and Rocket are in these two shots, and what possibly they could be doing. Remember to turn on your notifications bell if you are subscribed, and to subscribe if you do end up liking this video. So it starts off with a shot of Avengers compound at around dusk, and by the look of it, it seems like it's close to when Thanos comes and attacks the compound. Bruce Banner saying that they're going to be going into this thing short-handed because Thanos pretty much snapped out all their other friends that could help them, and we also get a better shot of that thing in the back, which is definitely not Corvus Glaive's glaive, so my bad on that one, guys. A quick shot of Thor looking skeptical at, I'm assuming, Carol. I believe she's in the shot, and this is probably before he confronts her with Stormbreaker. Shot of Black Widow looking pretty abysmal, and what I'm guessing is either the Avengers compound or somewhere near where Hawkeye is. Now her hair is long and red, so I'm assuming this is pretty far into the movie, and I'm guessing it's probably around the time where she actually confronts Clint and they recruit him. Shot of Rocket and Nebula holding hands. Very deep, very touching. This is probably when Tony and her arrive on Earth. She probably lets him know about everybody else who died, you know, his family, and he probably tells her about Groot as well. Just pulling on the heartstrings. We get a narration by Tony. It's not about how much we've lost, but how much we still have left. Very inspiring, and we need as much inspiration as we can get. We take what little inspiration we can get from now on until Endgame, guys. We also see Tony and Pepper reunited, again very touching as well. We get our first look from the trailers, the Mark 85 Iron Man armor, and it's absolutely stunning, guys. I believe he's flying over New York right now, and I'm thinking it might actually be the Battle of New York, like back in time. Maybe he's flying somewhere to go and analyze the Tesseract or analyze the Scepter, possibly. Not sure, just throwing it out there, of course. Hawkeye in the Avengers compound, sporting a brand new tattoo, and the next shot is probably related as we see Black Widow smiling. We see the whole group in this shot minus Thor, Banner, and Captain Marvel, so they might be off-world. Maybe Thor brought back Valkyrie, who knows? We finally get a Tony and Cap reunion and a very sweet I trust you handshake. This scene right here coincides with those leaked set photos that we got a while back from the Battle of New York, except Captain America isn't wearing his Avengers costume, and he also isn't as blonde as he was in those leaked set photos. Even Tony Stark isn't as blonde as he was in those set photos, but he is still wearing the same shield uniform that he was wearing in those leaked set photos, so I'm thinking that some kind of misleading is going on right now. We also don't get to see those wrist devices that we saw in those leaked set photos, which we know they shot this footage with, so I don't know if they intentionally shot it so we wouldn't see them. The next shot is probably one of the most interesting shots in the trailer. We see the Benatar flying away from what looks, and I'm pretty sure it is Morag, guys. It has the same look as Morag and has the same other two planets as Morag. So what I'm thinking and what it seems like is that the Avengers are going to be going to Morag for the most significant thing that has to do with Morag, which is the beautiful purple Power Stone that Peter Quill collected in the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie. So it seems like the Avengers are going to Morag and going back in time and try to copy and study the Power Stone. I guess maybe before Peter Quill gets there, and the reason why I believe that is because Morag, that planet, every 300 years the sea level drops to where you can actually walk on the surface, because usually it's engulfed in water. What I do believe, and it kind of makes sense that this would be back in time, the events of Infinity War happened about 4 years after the events of Guardians of the Galaxy in 2014, and the events in Endgame pretty much happened at the very least 5 years. So I would think that the sea level would have rose already, especially within 4 or 5 years time. So that's why I'm thinking that they actually go back in time when the water level actually drops to access it. Maybe Nebula tells them about that, or maybe Rocket does. We see Captain Marvel and Rocket piloting the Benatar, while Cap, Rhodey, Thor, and Nat are in the back, and it's kind of funny Thor is the only one without a seatbelt. I'm assuming Nebula and Tony might be at the bottom, and I want to say maybe Bruce Banner, but I don't think Ant-Man or Hawkeye will be there yet because Nat's hair is still short and blonde. I also don't see any of those wrist devices on them yet, so I don't know if in this particular scene that they're doing any sort of time travel. So I'm not too sure if these two scenes, the one of Morag and this particular shot, coincide. Another heart-tugging moment when Tony pulls out the framed picture of him and Peter Parker to commemorate the Stark internship. Just trying to make us, you know, sad about Spider-Man's death all over again. We get a narration from Thanos. You could not live with your failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me. So damn menacing, guys. Just always rubbing it in the loser's face. Thanos, you true villain. We get a quick shot of Sanctuary 2, some Q ships that look to be docking in it, and some kind of destroyed planet. We don't know which planet it is though. Also kind of looks, wherever Sanctuary 2 is, near or kind of the same background where Nowhere was at, the floating celestial head in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. Nebula and Rhodey looking up at something, possibly Thanos, maybe a new planet, or maybe even a fleet of Ravengers for reinforcement. Thor looks to be in the same place where he had that orange glow on his face from one of the previous trailers, except he has a bigger reaction and the orange glow is more prominent. And I believe this shot and wherever Thor is the same place Rocket is in this shot. We can see the noticeable orange glow, and Rocket has a kind of shocked, big expression, almost like he's happy and he's crying, or he's so happy that he's crying. A lot of people have said that he looks scared. Honestly, this orange glow could either be, off the top of my head, the Soul Stone, of course, only thing that's orange that really glows, or maybe Groot is being revived. I can kind of see some embers here. It really reminds me of when Groot started glowing in the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie, but obviously that's a little bit far-fetched and that's kind of reaching. And also I wanted to comment on this shot because I do believe Thor and Rocket are in the same place, and I've heard a lot of theories and a lot of people talk about where they believe Rocket and Thor are at right now, and I believe some people have said that they're on Morag in that temple where Peter Quill got the orb at, and they used the floor to kind of like match it up, but I honestly don't think it's the case. I've looked at those pictures and it doesn't really kind of match up too much, at least from my perspective. My own opinion, guys, I think this might be at Durham Cathedral. So the Durham Cathedral, it has some history with Vikings, and the Vikings obviously worship the Asgardians, and I remember a long time ago we got pictures of a Rocket doll being at Durham Cathedral, and we also saw a picture of some priest and Joe Russo, I believe, with Mjolnir. So whatever happens here could possibly be where Mjolnir gets back into the picture, and that's where I actually believe Rocket's at. So I'm thinking either it's Groot being revived, maybe they're summoning people and warriors from Valhalla, maybe they're summoning Valkyrie, or maybe this is how Mjolnir gets back into the picture. Those are my best guesses on what's happening in this picture from everything that I've gathered. Cap beaten up on the ground. We get a better look at his costume and at the new shield, and probably it's more than likely due to Thanos pretty much piecing up everybody. Next, we get our first full shot of Thanos in the trailers with that superimposing, super just badass armor. But this is one of the other most intriguing parts of the trailer because Thanos is being beamed down to what I'm guessing is the Avengers compound, and for a guy who has a stone that can take him anywhere in the galaxy instantly, that is very odd. So I have a feeling that this is the part in the movie where the Avengers have either nullified the gauntlet or made it so Thanos can't use the gauntlet anymore, or maybe they've even taken it from him. In a later shot, we see Thanos sitting down in the rubble. We can also see his sword dug in and his helmet is off, and it kind of looks like he doesn't even have the gauntlet on. I mean, there's no prominent colors that are showing, but that could just be, you know, the CGI. But even zoomed into the picture, I can't really even tell if he has the gauntlet on. Like, one hand looks more purple than the other one looks a little bit more yellow, but it's really hard to tell. So I'm thinking this is when they could have nullified it, and I talked more about that in my previous video about why Thanos puts on the armor, so I'll put a little thing up here for that if you want to go check it out. So apart from the trailer, one of the other things that I've been curious about is the Wakandan influence in the movie. Now, we know that Okoye is going to be in the movie, and then she's going to be a somewhat prominent figure in the movie, and she's been in some of the main posters and we haven't seen anything from her. So I'm thinking that maybe she'll pop up in some of the later promo clips that we get when we get closer to the movie, maybe the final week before the movie actually comes out. And I'm thinking whatever the Wakandans do, Okoye and M'Baku, which we both know are still alive, they'll have something to do with Vision being revived. Now, we've had some sneakiness going on with Vision's character poster. It's gray, but I believe there's a single line of color going on, so I don't know what's the deal with that, or if Marvel's trying to throw us a hint that Vision's not really dead. I do believe that's where the influence will be. But that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know what you thought of the video with some of my theories and my speculations, and whether or not you agree or disagree. I would love to hear your opinions and your own theories on the trailer, or whatever theories you have for Endgame. Let me know if you guys already got your tickets for Endgame and when you're gonna go see it, because I got my tickets for the premiere, the earliest possible showing, the XD theater, so I'm all good to go and I'm super happy. I'm very excited, but let me know how it is for you guys. And that's pretty much it. If you liked the video, leave me a thumbs up, comment down below, and if you want, subscribe. I always appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.